a man and a woman. It was almost burning my feet. Oh my god. And luckily our working hours used to be so, I'll be continuing to work and I would have skipped the time rather than the great things. Hello everyone, welcome back to another topic discussion. So in my previous video I had told you that I'm planning to do a series on the Pride month because this is the month of Pride and I want to discuss certain topics or certain things that I've been noticing around me happening that I would like to discuss. So as part of that, I think there's no enough discussion about a man and a woman relationship, like there's a lot of discussion going on about the other communities, but there used to be a lot of discussions about the actual romance and love between an actual man and woman, which I don't see much happening. And most of the time what I see is a lot of conflicts discussed, a lot of problems discussed, like that kind of the relationship, the magic of a relationship between a man and woman, that discussions have gone down a lot. And I would really like people to discuss more about their own experiences, about their partners, their husbands and their wives, It would be interesting. Why not share some pleasant things? Because whenever I open the media or social media, the most of the time what I see is either the problems, the fights, the dowry issues, the divorce cases. The majority of discussions are in those scenarios. So I want to share some positive things about the actual hetero relationships. Okay, so the actual hetero relationships. So I thought I'll share two of my experiences. One is a good one and one is a dumb thing that I did. Okay, so first I think I will do the dumb thing that I did as a 22-year-old professional. So, and it's a summer month, summer is going on, and so this thing came to my mind, like how dumb I was as a 22-year-old working professional, So in those days, I used to be very thin and I used to wear a proper suit, and just because I'm short. So to cover up that, like when we go to meetings and all, like I came out as a very small person, as a person with a very small stature. So to compensate that, I used to wear huge heels. And I used to wear very, very pointed heels. So it was like, and the full suit and fully pointed heels is something that I used to wear. And because my pants used to be long, it used to get covered with the pants. The heels used to get covered with the pants. And shopping used to be a craze. You are working and you're earning and you like to shop different kinds of shoes and clothes and all those things. You are a new professional and you're enjoying your newfound financial freedom. And I used to shop a lot. I used to go with my husband, and both of us used to enjoy shopping a lot, retail shopping, and we used to go and buy a lot of stuff. And we used to be so focused on the work, like in those days we used to just get one day off, just Friday off, and the working hours used to be so long. So but we enjoyed the work, and the only holiday, the weekend, we would go shopping, get some nice clothes, shoes, and wear it to the office, and because mostly all our lives surrounded around our profession and our work. So there was not much any other social activities which used to happen those days, because there was no much entertainment going around. So your only entertainment was your work, and maybe probably come home and crash on the sofa, because usually we came home late after work, because the working hours used to be like 8 to 1, 4 to 7. So that split working hours. So you end up sometimes working in the afternoon also, and you may take a short break, dependent upon the amount of work that we had to finish. So yeah, so it used to be like that. And so once I bought a nice black shoes, beautiful shoes with the very pointed heels and all, because I had a very important meeting happening on Monday. Not Monday, I think it used to be Friday used to be holiday, Saturday, Sunday it used to be like that. So I think Saturday or Sunday there was a very important meeting happening, and I had wanted to wear a nice shoes and all for that particular meeting. And then I bought a nice shoes and I wore that particular shoes, but I had to I don't know, my team couldn't join with me because they had some other emergency that came up and they had to split and go there. So I headed to this meeting alone. And when and it was in a like a building with a proper front lawn and all, and the dropping was like, you are supposed to the drop off was like like this was the drop off, and you have to walk like this and like this to the entrance of the building. Like the drop off, from the drop off to the entrance of the building, you had to take a L-shaped route. Okay, and so the L-shaped route, when I was going to the building, I took the L-shaped route, but it had to be a lot. You had to walk in this heat, you know. So I immediately, when I entered the building, I just freshened up, and before the meeting, I attended the meeting. It's all finished. And then when I was coming down, because this route is so long, the dumbest decision I did was, in this L-shaped route, this place was full of sand. Okay, this empty area was full of sand, and this is again the drop-off place where people dropped off when they were entering the office building. So I thought that if I cross this sandy place, I could reach the drop-off area quicker than taking this L-shaped route. What? Wait, yeah, okay. And I have this big heels, okay, and I'm walking, and I would have taken 10 steps, and I realized how hot the sand was. Okay, it was almost burning my feet. The sand is so hot. It's summer, it's a peak of summer, and the sand is burning hot. My feet started hurting so much, and if I had to go back, I have to walk the equal distance. So rather than me going back, I thought it was better I cover the same distance and quickly reach the drop-off area. So I couldn't go back, because again I'll have to walk through the sand. So instead of going back, I tried to run to the front. Oh my god. And luckily the car was there waiting. I ran through the sand in my new bought fancy high heel shoes, and as soon as I reached my car, I entered the car, and I'm looking at my feet. I could see a proper tear on both the sides of my shoes. The sand was so hot that it had torn my shoes. The leather of my shoes were torn from the sides of both the shoes. And I had to, so I couldn't go back to office. I had to go home, change my shoes, and I can't explain to somebody that why I have to go home, because it's the dumb thing that I've done. My shoes got torn because I walked through the sand in the hottest summer ever. Oh my god. So I don't know, looking back I find it so funny, but at that time it was so painful. My feet was hurting so bad. I had to go back home, get in the shoes, and my shoes I just wore first time, and my shoes was unusable after that day, you know. My money wasted, my pain, and all those things, only because of my dumb decision making. So this is something I wanted to discuss here, as you know, just to share something funny. Apart from that, you know, another thing that I always remember is, I've always told this, that my husband has been a biggest supporter of my career and helped me a lot in building myself in my career. Especially the starting years, you actually need a lot of support systems, you know, like at least for emotional support, you need somebody. When you're actually starting out, it's nice to have an emotional support. And so, as I mentioned, our working hours used to be so long, and sometimes I'm so lazy to carry my lunch. I used to forget, I don't pack my lunch thinking I'll order something from the office. And sometimes we get so engrossed in work, I forget to order. You know, I'll be continuing to work, and I would have skipped the time. I would have forgot that the lunch time has passed, and then I will go, okay, let me finish this, and then I'll order something. And sometimes my husband used to call me and ask, hey, had you lunch? No. Then I'll be like, no, I forgot. And then he'll be like, come down, we'll go get lunch. So, you know, so that small tiny gestures, you know, it made a lot of difference to me. And you know, you feel that somebody is there to take care of you, somebody's thinking of you, if you had your lunch, if you had your food, you know, all those things made a lot of difference. And I just wanted to share here, you know, these kind of small gestures, do to your partner, do to your wife, do to your husband, and you know, they'll remember these kind of small things forever. And rather than the great things, yeah, that's also good, okay? I'm not undermining the efforts. Even these tiny efforts are something that we carry always throughout our life, you know, as some beautiful memories. So I just wanted to share here some thoughts, that's all. So as always, thank you for your time here. Until we meet next time, thank you. Bye-bye.